Assalamu alaikum friend, welcome to my new video. This video is basically related to the two tests, specific gravity picnometer test and Proctor test. First of all, we are discussing the specific gravity test. Specific gravity test is basically comparison of any material. In this case we have soil to the water, so it is basically the measure of how much denser is the material in comparison to others. So this test required very accuracy. So you need to align the mark on the volumetric flask with the meniscus bottom of the meniscus water. So you need to perform 3 trials and take average of it. These are the apparatus required for the test: soil, balance, hot plate, and these are the volumetric flash picnometers, wash bottle, thermometer, and safety gloves. This is the procedure. First of all, we have oven dry 40-gram soil sample. Note down the weight of empty picnometer as weight W1 and put ID on it. Second is the put dry soil in the picnometer and note down weight of picnometer plus dry soil. Then you need to put 2/3 of water, water 2/3 of the soil sample. Then place the picnometer on hot table as the bubble start blowing. Then you need to remove the flash from the hot plate. So during the test you need to heat the flash for around 5 to 6 minutes, and during that you need to shake the flash time by time by wearing safety gloves. After heating the flash you need to note down you need to remove the flash can, put the flash on the table for cooling with the room temperature. Then you need to fill the flash up to the mark, and you need to as the temperature of the flash completely equals with the room temperature. Then you need to note down the temperature of the flask as well as the uh, weight of soil plus water plus picnometer is W3. So there is also a W4, the weight of picnometer plus water. So you need to conduct around 3 trials and take average for accuracy purposes. This is the basically the Excel sheet which I performed on a low plastic soil type material. These are the temperatures. So this is the temperature correction. This chart is basically related to the temperature correction. As you can see that at 23 we have a this value 0.993 value. Similar, this is the empty weight of flask, and this is the weight of flask plus dry soil. This is the weight of water plus flask and soil, and this is the weight of empty weight of flask plus water. So this is the basically specific gravity formula by which we can find out the specific gravity, and the average of 3 is basically this. So the specific gravity is also used in hydrometer test. So going to the next test, Proctor test. Proctor test is also known as compaction test. Basically there are two concepts in soil mechanics. One is the compaction and one is the consolidation. Soil has three phases. One is soil solids, water phase, and air phase. So compaction is basically using the mechanical machinery to remove the air from the soil, while the consolidation is basically the removal of water from the soil, and it is a time dependent procedure. So this aim of this test is to find out the maximum dry density and ONC, which is also implemented on the field. There are two types of test: standard test and modified Proctor test. In most of projects, 90 to 95% of earth compaction is required. This is the basically chart showing the dimensions of the mold volume, height, diameter, as well as the standard and Proctor method differences. Standard Proctor test. In standard Proctor test, we have around 24.4 Newton hammer weight. Height is 305 mm, as well as 3 number of layers, 24 5 blows per layer. While in case of modified, we have increased weight of hammer, height of drop, and number of layers. This is the apparatus of test. Soil balance with accuracy of 0.01 gram accuracy. Moisture cans oven. This is the basically the hammer, and this is the mold. Soil tray balance. Gloves, cylinder, plastic cylinder, and strategy. Procedure of this test is the soil should be oven right. Note down the weight of mold without collar, and then you need to mix the soil 2% of water to the total weight of soil and mix it uniformly and put in 3 layers up to the collar and compact it by 25 blows. And then after each trial you need to put the sample in can for moisture content reading. So as for first trial is you need to note down the empty weight of collar. Then as soil is compacted, then remove the collar and flush the compacted soil with mold, and note down the weight of mold plus compacted soil. So take sample of moisture content, and you need to perform this around 4 to 5 times, so several times so curve can be produced, which I show you in the next slide. This is the basically Excel sheet. This is the internal dia of the mold, height of mold, and this is the Raymer weight, fall, height of fall. These are the 5 trials conducted on the soil. This is the weight of mold plus compacted soil. These are the basically wet weight. Wet weight can be found by weight of compacted soil by the volume of mold, as well as the dry density formula is the same. This is the basically dry density formula, and this dry density formula can be used for each of the test. The field test in sand cone method, in rubber balloon method, and as well as for the core cutter methods. These are the moisture cane weights. These are the IDs: wet weight, dry weight, weight of the container, and these are the moisture content. So as you can see that we have the curve for the standard Proctor test. In y-axis we have dry density, while in the x-axis we have moisture content. As you can see that there are 5 points on the graph. So all these 5 points are basically the mm, plotted by these dry densities obtained from the 5 trials as well as from these moisture content. So this point is basically our maximum dry density point, this very straight, and this as well as for the OMC. So thank you for watching my video and subscribe my channel.